Let's be honest, you feel it, don't you? You wake up in the morning and you check Zillow for your brand new home or your future home, and you get the sinking feeling that the American dream is turning into a subscription service, and that you start feeling like the game is rigged. They tell you that the inventory is back, and they tell you all these good news. They tell you that once rates drop, everything is going to be affordable again. They tell you that you just need to save your pennies one by one and skip the avocado toast from Merritt's Coffee, and you'll get your keys to your brand new home in Stone Oak or Alamo Ranch, depending on the area that you're looking into. But that is not how the game is being played anymore. When you start at a mortgage calculator and worry about the 1.4 GDP, there's a shadow war happening for the soul of the San Antonio real estate. And spoiler alert, you're not the favorites to win. We're not just dealing with the inflation and tariffs anymore. We're dealing with a market that is systematically being brought out from under you before it even hits the MLS or it becomes available. Today we're going to be talking about shadow inventory in neighborhoods like Stevens Ranch, Cinco Lakes. We're going to be discussing why the build to rent is a phrase that you should keep up you at night. We're going to be explaining why housing market isn't broken and it's not working exactly as designed. It's just not designed for you right now. Headlines tell you hope, I tell you the ugly truth, and hopefully assist you with your future new home here in San Antonio. Website below. Now, let's play the game. Let's get straight to the housing math that no one tells you about. The one no one wants to explain because it makes everything feel fine, narrative far apart. Most people think real estate works like this. Builder builds a house, you buy a house, you live happily ever after. That was 2010. In 2026, the math has changed. Right now, we're looking at neighborhoods like Alamo Ranch or Stillwater Ranch. Just see dirt move and you thinking, yeah, supply is coming, prices will drop. What if I told you that supply is not for you? You're seeing a massive surge in build to rent inventory. This is not your uncle renting out a second property or a second home. This is Wall Street buying entire zip codes. You heard that right, zip codes. The game is rigged, but here's the good news. Even a rigged game has a backdoor if you know where to look. Today we're going to break down exactly how institutional money is swallowing inventory in Cibolo Canyon and Stevens Ranch, why lower rates might not be worse, and how you can actually beat the house. Because timing beats headlines, local strategy wins. That's the only way you survive. The built to rent shadow inventory. I can't talk today. Let's talk about the shadow inventory. Here is the scenario. You're driving down Petranco Road. You see a new development pop up near Stevens Ranch. Argument's sake, you get excited. You think, okay, 300 new homes coming up. Simply supply and demand. More houses mean maybe lower prices. In a fair market, wouldn't you agree? So you think, yes, that's a possibility. In this market right now, it's an absolute no. It's a bummer. Builders are under massive pressure. Material cost, labor costs more, and thanks to the Supreme Court tossing out tariff rules, supply chains are a mess again. Builders don't like you? I mean, they do like your money, but they don't like you. Argument's sake, you're a regular buyer. You're annoying. You have a loan contingencies. You want home inspections. You get cold feet when the master bedroom paint is a little bit too beige. You take 30 to 45 days to close. Do you know who is not annoying? The multi-billion-dollar hedge fund. In the neighborhoods like, let's see for argument's Cinco Lakes and the outer edges of Alamo Ranch, we're seeing builders bypass open markets entirely. They aren't listing homes one by one. They're selling 50, 100, 200 homes in bulk packaging to institutional investors. The builders get one check. Zero inspection, zero emotional breakdowns. So the supply you saw from the road, it never hits an MLS, it never becomes available to you. It goes straight to the rental market. This is shadow inventory. It looks like a house you can buy, but it actually a permanent rental unit owned by a big company that thinks San Antonio is just a line item on a spreadsheet. This restricts the purchase able to supply. And when purchase able supply is low, what happens to prices in neighborhoods you actually want to buy? Let's say Stillwater Ranch. They go up because you're fighting over scrap. The game is rigged to tight and inventory tight, even when construction is booming. The lower rates trap, and this is what you need to understand. Now let's talk about the biggest problem or biggest concern sold right now. Just wait for the rates to drop. They're dropping right now. You're still sitting there in your apartment thinking, Jesse Rosa, the GDP is 1.4%. The Fed has cut rates. Once rates hit 5.5% or lower, I'll finally buy in Stone Oak for $1,500 per month. Let me explain why that logic is a trap. You think lower rates help you? And they do, a little bit. Your monthly payment does go down, but do you know who loves slower rates even more than you do? Big companies, investors. When the cost of borrowing money goes cheap, the massive funds don't say, oh, let's get that nice family buy that home in front gate. No, they leverage up, they buy more. If rates drop significantly, argument's sakes, you aren't just competing with other families. You're competing with cheap corporate money that needs a place to park. And let's look at specific neighborhoods. Take Cibolo Canyons for argument's sake. Beautiful area, great amenities. If rates drop, the demand for Cibolo Canyon explodes. But because half the new inventory surrounding areas is built to rent programs, there's fewer homes to bid on. So you do get lower rates, sure, but you end up paying $50,000 more over asking price because supply is artificially choked off. Lower rates do not equal lower prices. In a rigged market with shadow inventory, lower rates equals higher competition. And unlike you, the investor does not care about the school districts. They just care about the yield. They will outbid you because the math is different than your math. They are playing Monopoly. You're trying to find a place so you can sleep or for your family to sleep. The San Antonio safe haven. Why they are here? So why are we doing here then? Why are they buying on Johnson's Ranch or Stevens Ranch? Because San Antonio is boring. Reliable shield. Look at the data. The GDP is collapsing to 1.4. Inflation is zombie walking at 3%. Austin, well, it's Austin and it's having an identity crisis. San Antonio has the military, it has the medical center, it has cybersecurity. We are a safe haven. Wall Street knows that people in San Antonio actually pay their rent. They know that people in Stone Oak are not leaving. Johnson Ranch is a prime example. You have land, you have luxury, you have decent schools. Investors look at all of that and see a safe deposit box. They're betting against home ownership. They're betting that rigged games will force more people like you to rent forever. They're banking on the fact that you will get frustrated, give up, and sign a lease for a buy-to-rent community in Cinco Lakes. Don't let them get the satisfaction. The moment you sign that lease, you're paying their mortgage, not yours. You're funding their return on investment. The only way to beat the rigged game is to refuse to play by their rules. You have to own the assets. How to beat the house. Local strategy that you need to know. So, how do you outmaneuver $1 billion algorithm? How do you actually get a house in Stone Oak or Alamo Ranch without losing your shirt? Strategy 1. Go where they cannot go. Institutional investors love cookie cutters. They want 2,000 square feet, 4-bedroom, slab foundation, easy to manage. They hate established neighborhoods with HOAs that restrict rentals. They hate houses in Stone Oak that need a little bit of work, a little bit of elbow room. They hate unique properties and front gate that do not fit their spreadsheet. That is your lane. Look for the ugly duckling in a nice neighborhood. The funds won't touch it. You can. Strategy 2. Speed and relationships. It's a rigged market. The best deals never hit Zillow. We see it in Stillwater Ranch all the time. A seller wants to move, but they don't want 50 people walking through their home. They match the buyer before the sign even goes up. If you're waiting for a Zillow notification, you're already too late. You're fighting against the algorithm. You need to fight with a network. Strategy 3. The new construction pivot. Now let's look at new construction. If you want a new construction, stop looking in build-to-rent sectors. Look at semi-custom builders in Johnson Ranch or northern part of Cibolo Canyon. Builders are still selling to humans, but you have to be aggressive. You have to negotiate rate buy-downs. Remember, the builders is terrified with the 1.4 GDP. They are scared of the tariffs uncertainties. Use their fear. While the hedge funds are buying bulk in cheap seats, you can negotiate a rate buy down in luxury markets or luxury seats. The game is rigged against the passive buyer, but the aggressive strategic buyer, they crack the wall. Look, I'm not here to sugarcoat it, and I wish I did. The data is messy. The inventory in Stevens Ranch and Cinco Lakes is being hijacked. The lower rates narrative is a trap. The system is designed to turn you into a permanent renter. If you live in San Antonio, this is not New York. This is not San Francisco. You can still win here, but you have to stop thinking like a customer and start thinking like an investor. You have to understand the housing math that other people don't. If you're looking for a home in Stone Oak, Stillwater Ranch, Front Grade, or anywhere in the hill country, don't walk in blind. That's your disadvantage. We need you to navigate this rig. We help you find the inventory hedge funds miss. If you learned something that day, or if you're just angry enough to actually buy a house right now, hit that button right there. It helps the channel and it keeps you smarter than the institutional money. Check out this website right here so you can look at homes. Let's talk strategy, and I'll see you in the next video. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.